I mean, it's not just that they're America's team. You could say that's a pastime. But coming off of a bye week, playing the Niners, you would have expected the Cowboys to find a way to get a W. Dak Prescott, 2 interceptions. They're down 27-10 in the fourth quarter, and ultimately the Cowboys end up losing that game. They fall to 3-4 on the season.
We got tombstones down there.
Yeah.
The Cowboys need to be on the tombstone.
I didn't see any names, though. I thought I saw Dak in there.
Mike McCarthy
in there. I said that.
Here's my question,
not
y'all.
CD Lamb.
Is it officially time to stick a fork in them, Shady, or are the Cowboys finished?
You know what? I knew they were going to lose that game because they always lose to the Niners. That's what they do, right?
That fact.
But I can't, even though I want to say that, I want to say this. But I can't do it. It's still early, right? They only played one team in the division that was the Giants, and they beat them. They still got to play the Eagles twice a year.
Yep.
They still got to play the Washington Commanders twice a year, right? And they got to play the Giants again. So those are potentially some winners, right? And I do think that Dak is good enough for a win or two here and there. So I can't say they're over yet. Like, are you done? Are you finished? I can't say that yet.
You finished or you done?
But look, but look, it's getting there, though. It's getting close.
Are we finished?
Man, and look, I got to be honest. Cowboys are done. Finito is finished. It's a wrap. It's over. Yeah, but stick a fork in them. And I don't say that for hyperbole. I say that because what the Cowboys aspired to this year was at least to go to the NFC Championship game, if not a Super Bowl. That's finished.
Yeah.
Cowboys are a broken record at this point. What cost them yesterday is what cost them all season long. It's what will cost them the rest of the season. They cannot run the ball, 56 rushing yards. They cannot stop the run, allow 223 rushing yards. Because they can't run the ball and they can't stop the run, Dak Prescott has now regressed because he's forcing balls, 2 interceptions. So you can't stop the run. You can't run the ball. You have no number 3 playmaker, and Dak Prescott is turning the ball over. It's the same issues we recognized in the offseason, and now they materialize versus the Saints and versus the Ravens, and they materialized again. You played the Niners as bad as the Niners have been in the last 5 years, and you lost again. If you cannot beat the Niners when they are at their worst, we know you can't beat them when they are at their best. So then when can you beat them? The Niners are no longer even the standard of the NFC this year, and you could not beat the Niners. Coming off a bye week, not a finish. It's a wrap, James. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Ooh, y'all know how I feel about Coach Mike.
Love Coach Mike.
Love Coach Mike.
That's your man.
That's my man. But it's a wrap.
Yeah.
It's a wrap. You said number 3 playmaker. Who the number 2?
Jake Ferguson.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So they don't got a number 2 playmaker consistently on the offensive side of the ball. That's why Dak Prescott is throwing the ball to CD Lamb 17+ times a game. You can't do that, man. You're not going to win football games trying to force the ball to CD Lamb as good as CD Lamb is. So they don't have a number 2 playmaker on offense. Defense, I know you banged up. 2 of your best players is out, but you weren't stopping the run when 2 of your best players was in the game.
That part.
Right? So it's been that part. And then not only that, I just look at the NFC. The 7th seed right now, you want to know who that is?
Who that?
That's the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
They not close to being on the same page as the 7th seed, right? And that's the Philadelphia Eagles. Obviously, the Eagles probably not going to finish the 7th seed, but if they don't finish the 7th seed, you know who's going to finish the 7th seed? The Commanders. Yeah. They're not close to being on the Commanders level. And not only that, 12, 12, 12. That's what Coach McCarthy is. You've been in the playoffs. That's not the goal this year. The goal is to get to an NFC championship. Your team is not built to get to an NFC championship this year. You don't even have the pieces, especially offensively. You don't. They outnumber. The season is over.
So wait, you think Coach Mike can squeeze right there? Because he's going to be done, right? He's on the contract.
Well, you know,
can we get him on the show?
They say we always looking for a coach.
Like
Coach Mike is my dog. He knows
it's not room over. Let's do it.
Yeah,
because he ain't
have him.
He won't be there. So you know what I mean? Like, we can work that happen.
And it hurts, man, because that's my dog, man.
Because he won't be busy.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, can we go ahead, Andy? Can we get a nameplate, please, Andy? Can we get like a Coach Mike? Just
he
should be on the tombstone.
Just put him right there. Just reserve his seat.
Right.
No worries. We're working on it, viewers at home. We're working on it.
Because we're hiring right now, James. Right? I know you got the last say, but
We might as well.
but can we get
Mike, I'm praying for you,
right?
dog.
Because he don't have nothing to do.
I do not want you up here. But it ain't looking good.
Yeah, it's not looking good. And I think the Cowboys are finished. Like, Shay, you're trying to be nice today, and I appreciate that, dog.
All I'm saying is that, like, because, you know, my Yankees got a chance. It's looking bad, but
No, that's different.
Look, it's a rough look for the Cowboys. They're not playing well. They're really not doing anything well. Yeah. And when I look at it, they have a good to borderline great roster. They are a bad team. They have not come together as a team, and they have not played well throughout the entire year.
You said they have a
good, borderline great roster name-wise. A lot of old pros.
great. Wow.
But I'm saying,
They do.
Offensively.
And offensively, they don't have number 2 or number 3, okay? But the offensive line as well, they don't have a good run game. Defensively, if you look at their roster, for me, it is a good roster. They have not.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was a bad roster.
They have not. They've been a bad team, and the reason for Dak's sort of regression, right? He's thrown 8 interceptions this year. You cannot run the football. You're dead last in rushing yards per game, and when you're on defense, you're giving up more yards than anyone. Brock Purdy had more rushing yards than the Dallas Cowboys had rushing yards. The quarterback on the other team who's a pocket passer. And if you look at them, they're 0-4 versus San Francisco. And they're just, we need to realize, and I've come to the realization, and I think we all need to come to the realization, they're just not a good team. They're not a good team. Like, no matter how you slice it, I don't see this road getting any easier for the Dallas Cowboys. They have to come together as a team. Coach Mike might be up here with us next year. It's just, it's hard to watch because when I was watching this game, their offense is sort of stuck in time. They're not doing things that they need to do to move the pieces and move the pile because you're throwing it 17 times the CD.
That's what I'm saying.
You can't. There's only so much you can do.
They can't.
Oh, we got a name tag.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Put that right.
Yeah.
You put that McCarthy right
We'll
there.
be with Fasuno. Yeah, say that. Yeah.
Right.
Come on,
Hey, look, and when you're on this show, James, don't take no credit for it.
Put that joint
I want you
right.
to say,
Don't take no credit for it.
Save the seat right there.
And week 8, Shady McCoy said, look, man, hey, you know, Mike McCarthy won't be in the playoffs, and he needs a job. Hey, we hiring.
Yeah, we are.
But,
we are.
But
That's
real
how
quick,
it's
though,
looking right now.
if you just look at the schedule, right? So week 9, you got the Falcons. We can
That's
say
gonna be
that.
tough.
It'll be a good game, but I can see the Cowboys could win that. I mean,
They
you
could
know,
win that one.
Right? Eagles, we know how that's going to go.
4 and 5.
They could win that because
Loss.
they beat them last year.
It's a rivalry game. It's a
Rivalry
division
Eagles
game.
win it.
Right, the Eagles should win that game.
and 5.
But hey,
Cowboys got a chance.
Got a chance.
the
that could
Texans,
be
even though the
too
Texans are 6-2, when I watch the Texans play, they don't like
They're
us.
beatable.
They are beatable.
They are beatable.
Right?
Not by this team.
And then the Commanders, I think that
There's a difference,
divisional game though, right? They should Washington should win, but all I'm saying is to call them to say they're done, I can't because
They got the
5-3,
Falcons.
5-2, 6-2,
They got the
6-2.
Falcons, the Eagles, the Texans, and the Commanders.
Look at those
they next
records.
foe.
wait, who's 13? What is that? What is that?
Giants,
Wait,
week 13.
oh, I look like that though. Am I tripping? But anyway, the Giants, you got the Bengals,
Next four is a
Panthers.
tough
Like you can
stretch.
beat some of the things. The Tampa Bay.
They're going to be lucky to win 2 of the next 5.
Well, here's what's tough is in the Cowboys season could be over in that next middle stretch.
Yeah.
We look at NFL players, we look at the seasons in quarters. Every 4 games is a quarter. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter. The problem is Cowboys are nearing the end of that second quarter and they're looking at 3 and 4.
Yeah.
And also, really how I'm looking at it is if you can't beat the Niners right now, a Niners team that y'all saw how they looked against the Cardinals, saw how they looked against the Rams. Like, if you can't beat a Niners team right now that is maligned as all get out, then who can you beat? Y'all know I love the Niners, but this Niners team is beatable. They're very, very, very beatable. And Dak Prescott, you just throwing gimme interceptions? Gimme, like, Christian McCaffrey did not play, and y'all let up 223 yards rushing. What happens if McCaffrey plays? Like, that's the dilemma for me is if y'all can't beat the Niners, then who in the world can you beat? But the biggest story yesterday stayed in the division, but it wasn't the Cowboys. It was that Hail Mary. Like, that was the biggest story yesterday.
No,
Was
it wasn't.
It wasn't.
No, it was the play before the Hail Mary and the Hail Mary. We got some film on it.
What's the play before the Hail Mary?
Look at this. All right. You have 6 seconds left.
Okay.
You are currently at your 35-yard line. There's no quarterback in the NFL that can make an 80-yard throw to the end zone.
Okay.
The defensive team, the Bears, Matt Eberflus, has everyone back at like 30 yards. They steal an easy 13 yards. This is the play that stood out to me, not the Hail Mary. Why are you so far off the ball? And Matt Eberflus goes as far to even say, this is what we wanted to do. You wanted to give them 13 yards to get to the 48 so Jaden Daniels could throw it, then 70 yards, and then you give it up? This was a huge play to me.
You know what's interesting? We have a play defensively, viewers at home, letting y'all into the nuances of football. Turn up your volume if you haven't already. Shady, we have a play at home called picket fence for this specific moment.
Okay.
If a team is running out of timeouts and they can't throw a Hail Mary, a play is called picket fence. You put a defender 5 yards away from the ball at the sideline, 15 yards away from the ball at the sideline, 30 yards away from the ball at the sideline, and all of the defenders' backs are to the sidelines and they are facing in so that if they try to throw it out, you tackle it, you keep it in bounds.
No timeouts either.
And I'm about to say,
That's the
zero
thing.
timeouts.
No
Yeah.
timeouts. There's 6 seconds.
And it's crazy because every time we do like the last game,
Last
right,
eight.
the last eight or the Hail Mary passes, right, we're installing them plays. We say, okay, get out of bounds early though. So if you had, I think it was what, 8 seconds?
6.
Yep. 6 seconds. So it's supposed to be 6 seconds of play.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So when the defender's all far back, they could easily throw it out the Terry, get about 10 yards and get out of bounds. So now it's an easier throw for the Hail Mary. Because they don't get this pass right here, you can't do a Hail Mary. There's no Hail Marys.